Hi, everyone, and welcome back. Officially, it's day 3 of the 5-day Business Reset Challenge. I'm Jennifer Britton, and I want to say welcome. I hope that you've been enjoying this. Just want to take you through where we've been. So, day 1 was all about resetting the lens. It was about giving you some big picture clarity as you reset the lens of your business. I'm doing this live the third week of March 2026, and it's an opportunity to take stock of where we are and do a reset. 2026 has been a year, and I don't want to imagine that the pace of business is going to slow down. So you can do this at any time. I hope that you'll grab your journal. If you haven't watched day 1 and 2, definitely head back to do that. You'll find it at our Conversation Sparker Zone on Mighty Networks, and of course on YouTube at Effective Group Coach. Day 2 yesterday was looking at really what your clients want right now. And I hope that there was some really good insights around what you noticed. My guess is their needs are continuing to change. So we're going to build on that with today's focus. And today is all about conversations. That's going to really move us into day 4. What can you do to stand out? And day 5, what weekly rhythms will support your growth? Weekly rhythms in terms of habits, in terms of activities, conversations, and revenue. So, welcome back. Day 3, conversations. And before I go any further, I'd love for you to think about what are the conversations that you're enjoying right now? Are they live? Are they in person? Are they synchronous on the screen? Are they asynchronous? Is it by text? Is it by DM? What is it? So, day 3 is all about thinking about conversations. And this is based on some of the work that I've done recently. So, to get us started, I've got a bunch of doorways and really want to invite you thinking about what are the doorways into the conversations that you want to be having with your clients or prospective clients. I'm going to invite you pull out your journal. We'll take 2 minutes right now to really get you to pick a door and think about what is beyond that door. What does the door represent? What do you notice about the energy? And what might lie on the other side? We'll take 2 minutes and get you to jot it down and see what emerges. Enjoy. If you haven't started thinking about it yet, what is on the other side? I want you to take a little bit of time imagining what is on the other side of this door. All right. So I hope that's valuable. We're going to keep on moving because I think why this is part of the business reset is business today, especially in 2026 beyond. We are at some of the lowest levels of trust Many of you have heard me talk about the annual trust surveys that Endelman undertake to this year, 2025 into 26, that those levels are at their lowest ever. So it's not only a distrust of government, it's a distrust of business as well. Now, revenue, a couple of stats that I've been sharing along the way is that our customers are 12 times more likely to buy something from us again. And so my invite is for you to be thinking about who are the people that you could be reconnecting with? Who are the 15 to 20 people that you might be reaching out to find out what they're doing and how they can join you? Because revenue often begins with conversations. Last fall, I was speaking in Halifax. I was the keynote for the ICF Atlantic conference and really enjoyed the conversation. I presented something I call conversation, 7 conversations that matter. And each one of these is a different type of conversation that we have. Conversations can be currencies. They can be really the channels through which we create value. And so, an inquiry for you to sit with is what is the value we want to create? What is the value we want to create with our business? I'm going to give us just 30 seconds right now, actually, to write that down because I know when you watch this, you're unlikely to do that. If you imagine your business, your conversations, your work as a currency, what is the value you'd like to create? Take 30 seconds to answer that question of conversation as a currency. All right. Conversations can also be a catalyst. Catalytic energy inspires us, it catalyzes us to do something. It also gets us out of our comfort zone. So, an inquiry is what is the bold question we haven't explored? As you think about your business reset, what is the bold question we here haven't explored together? I'd like you to note that and maybe use this as an inquiry for your work this week. All right, third one, what spaces are we creating? Conversations can be a container. As we looked at back in the summer in the Spark to Scale Challenge, I had different types of baskets. If you could imagine your conversation as a basket, what type of container is it? And even if it's not a basket, maybe it's a glass jar. What is the container that you want to create with and for your clients right now? Conversations can also be a compass. And if you've been following my writing, you'll have probably heard me talk about the compass of coaching. I think very much we want to keep orienting to what's the why. So 30 seconds for you to reconnect to your compass. Your compass is a business. What is your why? What is that outstanding element that you're going to be aiming towards? Again, our work is really about influencing a million conversations during the 2020s. As I look out not only at our direct coaching, our programs, our products, as well as businesses that we've inspired that actually have built upon and innovated on what we are doing here at Potentials Realized, and you know who you are, we are going to impact a million people in this decade. So, what is it that you want to connect with in terms of your why? The next one is number five, and that is having conversations as a connector. And I hope that you will be joining us for one of the live calls this week with conversations as a connector. What do we need to connect? Who do we need to connect? What could connection look like? Take a minute and think about what connection is all about for you in your body of work. And number six is all about clarity. Clarity is so critical in a world of complexity. What is the clear through line of your work? As I just shared, whether I'm doing work around group coaching, whether I'm coaching business owners like yourself, whether we are offering up the conversation sparker cards, whether you're joining me on a retreat in Barbados or a writing retreat in Northern Canada, it really is always about two things. It's about what are the conversations that matter, and also what is the connection you have. That's it in a nutshell. We are here to influence over 1 million conversations this decade. Business conversations, team conversations, experiential conversations, conversations that writers create through their body of work. It's no surprise that my 2017 book was called Effective Virtual Conversations. And coming up are some new books, really, which are focusing even more on conversations, creativity, collaboration, and change. So, what can be made more clear or simple for you? Think about the graphics I had at the beginning of this work. Think about how I have distilled down a 30-page ebook, which I'll give the link to after today's video, in this quick graphic. What can be simplified or made more clear in your body of work? And finally, we come to commitment. I really think this is a secret sauce. We can do a lot of things. And business success in today's disrupted environment really is about commitment. Commitment to self, commitment to your cause, commitment to your why, and most importantly, commitment to your clients. What is it that you or we as a business are committed to no matter what? Take another 30 seconds and jot that down. What is your commitment to self, your business, and your clients? All right. I hope you found this useful. Again, I invite you, I'll include the link after today's video to download the entire ebook. I think it's a really powerful invitation to think about how are we having conversations. So, as always, today was really about conversations and conversations to build your business. So, here are three AI prompts. First one, business foundations, we're going to start with. Act as a relationship strategist. Based on my business description below, and insert business description, help me map three relationship ecosystems I should be engaging with. These might be partners, referral networks, communities, or industries. The riches are in the niches, and it's been interesting in our 90-day lab here at FlowFlex Scale to hear how people are getting even more clear on what that specialization is, whether it's an industry or a region, whether it's virtual, physical, synchronous. What is it that you are focusing on? And so I hope you'll enjoy this first one, this first prompt for your chat or for your Claude, whatever GPTs you're using. I just want to say a moment about our AI empowered booster days because I think, like this challenge, part of what we do here at Potentials Realized are create experiences micro experiences and macro experiences for you to go through so that you are working on your business. I applaud you for taking time this week. I know it's a hectic time, and it's better to really take some micro moments, hopefully with others. So join us for the live calls to really be able to focus on what's important. If you are using a chat GPT or a GPT as a prompt and AI partner, here's another one, mindset prompt. Act as a leadership coach. Help me identify any discomfort or resistance I might feel around outreach, visibility, or initiating conversations. Provide 3 mindset shifts that could help me approach these conversations with confidence. Now, one thing we know with mindset prompts, GPT doesn't know you. It doesn't see you every day. So pressure test this. Always be looking at what else might be possible. And you might even ask it that. What else is possible in this area? The final one is a revenue prompt. Act as a growth strategist. Based on the following description of my business and clients, suggest 5 strategic conversations I should initiate in the next 30 days that could lead to revenue opportunities. This is one that I'm going to be undertaking. I think it's really critical to have strategic conversations aligned with business goals. As my work takes me into continued areas, we're exploring a number of strategic acquisitions for parts of our business so that I can really focus on future of work, our experience design work, and some of our products. So I'm going to be initiating a number of strategic conversations with potential partners and maybe even acquirers. That is critical because we can't focus on everything. And if we're buried in the mix, what happens? So I hope you enjoyed that. Here is an invitation. Reminder, which of the 7 conversations do you want to have? And who do you want to reconnect with? So I'm reconnecting with people in my network as I roll out a new offer around blank. At this stage, if we think about day 1 and looking at your business reset, really looking at resetting the lens, looking at yesterday's, clarifying the offer for now, and today activating conversations. My hope is that you're getting more distilled down into what is important. Here is the 7 conversations that matter postcard. I'll invite you to download that as part of the booklet. The booklet is 30 pages approximately, and it goes into greater depth around these areas. My leaving question for you today is, which of the 7 conversations do you want to activate? And I'm joined here by some of our Digital Dozen colleagues, Sujit, who's a project manager, Mo, a creative solopreneur who, after years of working both in the office, doing her thing, and her side gig being a creative solopreneur, she's finally made the leap. We also have Sam, who's selling her startup for over $1 billion. Like, it's not that impossible to do anymore. And we also have Serge. And Serge, like myself, is a serial entrepreneur, always building and scaling businesses. So, which of the 7 conversations do you want to activate? My hope is that you've enjoyed today's call, and I invite you to check out our upcoming episodes, including episode 49 and 48 at the Coaching Many podcast. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow. And don't forget our live call later this week. For those that are contributing and commenting and sharing their thoughts, you're going to be added into the draws that are done at the end of the week. We've got a copy of course, our 2026 daily planner. Really love this. It keeps me focused. It keeps me on the mark. Earlier today, we did our end of week review at the 90-day FlowFlex Scale Lab, and I will be giving out a FlowFlex Scale Lab seat for the next quarter. So I do hope you join us. And with that, we will see you then. Take care, everyone. Be well.